Live streaming is on.
Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. And I want to extend to you my gratitude for watching Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to attend the after party. Here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, and there's a posting there with today's date. I'm going to post that shortly. Please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/S as in sunset, M as in Michael, F as in Foxtrot, and you must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunt Hangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box. I will do my best to make your comments a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. If you find Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos that Sparky does on his platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, a like. Please subscribe and share the videos, make comments. That helps the channel grow. Please also consider joining our YouTube channel memberships, which start at only $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. Your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunt Hangar. With your memberships, you get special badges and emojis I can see in the YouTube chat, and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. You can also use the Super Chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box, to make donations. However, the Super Chat is only available during a live stream, during a live show. So if you're watching this as a replay and you want to support us, and I hope you do, please make a note. Every Monday and Friday, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can watch the show, make your donation, and then if it's more convenient to watch it later, the whole show, come back and watch the replay. But you need to come in during the live stream to support us, and I hope to get your support. I think we're doing a fantastic job. I have a lot of people that regularly show up, and they have a lot of gifts and talents to share. Please keep your conversations family room friendly. In other words, don't say or do things you wouldn't do around your children or grandchildren. And I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. And without any further ado, let me click the. I'm going to post the link for the Stunt Hangar Forum, guys. Here we go. All right, posted, and we have John Miller coming in.
Is on.
Hey, John.
How you doing? Thought I'd come and wait for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming in, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. I went flying today, and but it's really windy down here. I mean, we have a wind advisory up until 11 o'clock tonight, and the gust was a problem. I mean, it was probably somewhere around 10 miles an hour, but the gusts were pretty violent. So
yeah, we're going through that up here too. We've got wind Oh, I know. Calmest part is done at like 5-10 miles an hour, but it's up to 55 in the gusts.
Right. Yeah. Similar here. We had really high gusts. Just a second, John. Let me acknowledge Tom. Tom Ramble says, Charles, you have my like. Thank you very much, Tom. And Greg Biswick says, hello, John. A birthday coming up. I guess you have a birthday coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, well, happy birthday, John. Let me let Leonard Burnell come in. Here comes Lynn. And hey, Lynn.
Hey. Uh-oh, you froze up already, Led.
No, he's not frozen on my screen.
Was on mine.
Okay.
I wasn't sure I was going to get in.
Yeah, I know. It looks like the Stunt Hangar website is up and running well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's just some wrinkles Sparky had to work out, I imagine. And looks like we have Tryon coming in. Tryon, let me allow Tryon in.
While you're getting things set up, I'm going to go out and move the water. I'm watering my front lawn. So
okay,
there you go.
Hey, Greg Sinclair gets in the first time. Hey, Tryon, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Hey,
I'm getting ready for the build.
Hi.
You building hard?
No, I'm just getting ready for the build.
Okay.
I just finished this half here.
Wow.
Wow. That looks awesome.
Looks good.
So I have one more half to finish. I started to polish them, and I could see some scratches in the mold and stuff like that. And it's from the rougher sandpaper, the first sandpaper you do with it. And I couldn't see them until I got to the very end to the polish part. And when I saw it, I was like, this looks like crap. So basically, I'm starting at 400 grit sandpaper and start over.
Okay.
But it's no big deal. I mean, this is my second. I'm not sure if you can see this. Can I make this big or?
Let me make you big, Tryon. There you go. You're big now. You're the big fella.
Oh yeah.
That's right. You do the back pose. Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome. Very good.
Wow. Yeah, you can see your reflection.
Yep. It's nice and clean now. Look at those choppers. Perfect.
Yes. Very good.
You see the reflection of my fist?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm. This is gonna be the underside of the outboard wing. It's a brand new mold. This is a brand new mold, never been used before. So
wow.
Now, do you have to use a release agent when you do that? When you mold it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a semi-permanent release agent. It's called Zyvax. Okay. And it's a release agent that you apply to the mold and it stays there. And you can make several parts after that. And what I like about the Zyvax system is that they have different slip levels. So you can make it from super slippery, so where the part is going to come out very easy, to a little bit harder, right? So I think I'm going to use a combination of that. Like, for example, here, where I don't need anything, I just want it to slip easy. So I'm just going to put super slippery here and here on the parting lines.
Yeah.
Places where I'm not actually needing it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I want these spots over here to be very slippery, including in here in alignment. You guys, if you see there, there's like. You see, there's like a pin.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I use for alignment.
Right.
And that's what aligns my the end plate. Yeah, I'll show you if you guys want to see that.
Yeah.
So this is the end plate, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm setting my ribs in here on these pins.
Right.
Okay. and that's my root rib. So in order to get these holes perfectly aligned, I want to get all of these holes right in position where I want them to be. Then I have to position this perfectly. Can I go like that, or in front or on the back? So for that, I have these pins for alignment, right?
Wow.
So what this does, it actually goes like that in here in a mold at the root.
I see.
And
Yeah, I see how it's pinned in there, or how it's keyed in there. I mean,
yeah,
That is phenomenal.
So it cannot go forward. It cannot go forward or up and down or anything like that when you close the mold. The other half has the pockets these pockets in there as well.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
Wow.
kind of the method to my madness, right? So when I pull everything apart, these pins here, these three pins that join the wings in place, they are perfectly in position.
Yeah.
So this is what gives me the opportunity to do interchangeable parts. The level of precision at which this part is done here. Okay.
Yeah. So in other words, if you have to replace something, no problem.
Yeah, I can make another one, and everything is perfectly in the same spot, because if you look at this end plate here,
that's phenomenal.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see how it's all
This is
keyed.
what makes the pocket for the wire that goes inside.
Wow.
That is outstanding.
So the pockets are always in the same position. So even if I take this wing out and put a brand new one inside, the relative alignment on my flaps is going to be just about spot on.
Everything's
the
exact.
relative alignment of the wing in a fuselage is going to be also spot on.
Wow. It's really impressive.
It is.
So that's kind of the method to my madness right now. So I'm not really taking any. This is how it looks like. Yeah. So the idea is that this is kind of the kind of surface I'm gonna get when I'm done. Here's a quick example for that.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Can you see my fist again?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Oh yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
And this is dusty, you know. Let me take the dust.
So you can polish that when it's done?
Why? It's already polished.
Well, that's true. Just wipe it off and away you go.
Polish it. Yeah, I'm just taking the dust off right now. Look.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Awesome.
Wow.
Tryon, Greg has a question for you. He says, how long before Tryon is taking orders for wings?
For wings? I don't know, man. You just wings? Why would you want just wings? Get the whole plane.
We'll see what he says. And then Walter Moore, he says, greetings from Kenna, West Virginia. Welcome, Walter. Thanks for coming in again. And thank you, Tom Rammel. And thank you, Greg, for coming in. And we have 14 concurrent viewers right now. We only have 5 likes. So please, if you haven't hit the like button, the thumbs up button on the YouTube side, please do that. And please consider donating to our cause, through the super chat. And also don't forget to hit the join button if you want to join and support us on a subscription basis. It starts off at just $4.99 a month. And don't forget to also subscribe to our channel. And when you subscribe, you want to hit the notifications bells and select all, so that anytime I come on or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified.
So here's another example. If you guys want to see this, this is the crash fuselage, right? This is the very first nose I ever make for this plane, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So there are different planes technically, right? There are different planes.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
So the crashed plane, the nose was damaged, and what else, the Tryon?
When the crash planes, what happened is that actually it's kind of a learning curve too. So next time around, I'm going to put a couple of patches of carbon fiber in this area here, because this was kind of torn apart. The landing gear went backwards, and
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can see it here. It kind of tore through this, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And when
Just a little bit. Yeah.
when the wing went up like that, it tore through this section too, over here. Okay.
Okay.
Other than that, it's in one
When
piece.
did this happen?
Yeah. So last Friday.
Oh no, I didn't hear about this.
So
I didn't know. Sorry, Tryon.
no problem. It's no big deal.
So the wing was destroyed or what?
Basically, what happened, I'm going to show you here. This is the lock, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your little cam thing, your little cam lock.
Cam locks. Yeah.
So the pin basically goes in like that, right?
And then
It goes
twist.
inside,
Right.
and then when you rotate this around, it's locked in place, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I've done wrong, instead of setting up like this, let me see. Can you see it? Can you see
Yeah,
here?
we see it. We see it.
Yeah.
So it's all the way to the back, right?
Correct.
Instead of being set like that, it was set to lock here somewhere. Not bad.
Oh.
So as you can probably imagine, in this position here, there was this position like this.
Yes.
Was basically at the weakest point.
Right.
Like this,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So let's put it this way. It still flew 3 years like this, very hard. Okay.
Wow.
But if I had this lock set up to this position at the maximum,
It wouldn't have happened.
it wouldn't happen because I have the most meat here, and you have it's constrained on 3 sides all the way around, right?
Yes.
That would have never happened. But you know how you are. Like you're excited to go fly, everything fits, you're happy with stuff like that. You lose your head and you don't set it up properly, and then you pay the price.
Yep.
One
Life
little
gives you
mistake.
life gives you the test first and the lesson second.
Yeah.
Life is a
Yeah.
cruel master teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
The good news is at least you know what happened.
yeah, no, of course. You know, if you look at the lock that failed, you can actually see this this bottom part. It's a little bit lower. It's kind of open like that. It's just like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is open. It's not broken or anything. It just basically the pin just had so much force on it. It just slipped its way out.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Such a
you know,
shame,
it was kind of cool, you know, because I got such a wonderful compliment. You know, that I was told that there's maybe one person in the world that they can think of that can fly the corners as hard as I do, and that one person is Igor Berger. So it's one heck of a compliment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave Fitzgerald. I mean, he's seen it all. So
Yeah.
to have him give you that kind of compliment,
Yeah.
that's
I don't think he's
volume.
doing lightly or anything like that. So yeah, I was just playing with it. I said, what can I do with this plane really? I mean, how far can I push it? So I tried to do a compact, what I call a compact square 8, right? Just make a real
really
tiny
tight,
square 8. How small can I make it? So it was in about this much of a spread.
Wow.
Wow.
That much of a spread.
Wow. That's tight.
Yeah. And that's
tight. I mean,
because that's how
16
fast I
corners.
could go.
Yeah, 16 corners that tight. That's quite a feet.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and it didn't stall at all. I could just stay there and make some more.
Wow.
Wow. Because you've got the power.
It's insane.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. The
You
level of
can't do that with
performance is
IC.
absolutely insane.
Wow.
Hey, Greg Biswick says, okay, Tryon, are you taking orders for full planes?
I'm making full planes.
You taking orders?
If you wants to place one, let's talk, you know.
All right, Greg, you heard it. Money talks, though.
And something else blocks, right?
That's right.
Sorry, Tran.
Yeah.
Once you
I
build
think
it, you're not
Jim
gonna wanna let
Smith
go of
came
it.
in. I think didn't he? Let me get the matrix up. Hey Jim, how are you doing? Thanks for coming
Hey,
in.
Jim.
Hey, no problem, Charles.
And Sparky's in. Hey Sparky, thank you for coming in.
Hey, what's up?
Sparky?
Congratulations, Sparky.
On what?
Hard work paid off.
Yeah, getting this server up and running.
It ain't. It's not up and running. I got 3 months to get it transferred over. We're back on our old server.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Is that security certificate still giving you a problem?
No, that's not the problem at all. I don't want to go through it. I've been having a week's worth of hassle with it.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of stressed on Monday, so I thought I made a statement to Charles about a stupid question, and there is no such thing as a stupid question. It's more like a stupid answer.
Yeah.
So I apologize for that.
Yeah, thank you, Sparky. I appreciate that. Mark Lumen is coming in.
There he is.
About a stupid question, and there is no such thing as a stupid question. It's more like a stupid answer. So I apologize. Turn off your YouTube.
Mark Lumen is coming in. Hey, buddy, you must have a window open, Mark. You must have an extra tab up.
Hang on, that's me. That's me. Dang it, sorry.
You get the hang of it, Mark.
I did. It was on my.
Hey, at least everybody can
It was on my phone. I was doing the like scenario and forgot to turn the phone off. So.
Thank you very much for the like.
Anyway, we're fixed. Sorry, guys.
All righty, cool. Well, anyways, Mark Lumen said, "Dang, buddy, me first." Regarding the orders at Tryon, and then Mike Rigel says, "What's the price range? Those are for electric motors, aren't they?"
I'm sorry?
He wants to know what is the price range, and I guess his question is, are they for electric motors
Only.
If you
Yeah,
if you
okay.
have to ask the price, you don't have enough money.
Like sailboat. Yeah.
Oh, Charles, make me big again. I want to show you something.
All right.
So this is a wing that was made about a year ago, right?
Right.
Okay.
So it was made for a new plane, but it never happened, stuff like that. And this is the fuselage here. Watch this. I'm gonna assemble it. Slap it in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Wow.
pretty.
Wow. That keyed system is amazing. So that cam that wasn't engaged all the way, where was the location of that cam?
It was the bottom one.
You always got to CA.
So what happened is that this wing went like this.
Oh man.
It went like this. Boom.
Ooh.
And then the outboard wings start to pick up the plane and roll it in.
Right, of course, because that one was locked in. The other one was locked in fully.
Yeah,
right?
the other wing was like this, right? So the only lift the plane had on the outboard wing at the time.
Too
Right.
much study.
But now think about this, right? In a crash, right? Basically, this is repairable, right? All I have to repair is this section here
Wow.
and put a new spar in there on the backside. Fix that. This is repairable. Other than that, it's one piece, right?
Okay.
Nice.
So that's all happened to this piece, right?
Right.
I could probably get this nose here, put the motor inside, and put it back on the nose, and I'm done, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how the wing looks after the crash.
Still not bad.
That
Considering.
doesn't seem that
It's still
bad.
basically in one piece, right?
Yes.
The only thing you can see is maybe this
Yeah,
turn.
you can see.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all. The other wing is intact. The outboard wing has nothing to it. It's just the same.
That's a good use for your new unidirectional carbon.
Yeah. And the nose took most of the blunt of the force. But actually, from here back, it's in one piece.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes, that's extraordinary.
Nothing back here was broken.
Huh.
Hey, Trey, I have a question aside from what you're talking about, because I can't help but notice. Is there a color scheme on your garage door in front of the other car? Is that what that is? What's behind you on your garage door?
Over there?
Yeah.
Oh, those are the first composite wings I ever made.
Oh, okay. All right. Very cool.
For a glider, looks like it.
Yep. There you go.
HLG.
Yep. This is a DLG composite wing. It's made with high load 60, and I think it's 3/4 ounce fiberglass. There you go.
Wow.
Wow.
Right, sharp.
Marvelous.
Reminds me of fishnet pantyhose.
Do you have any of those?
Oh, man.
No, not that I wear those.
Grab it like this and launch it.
I didn't mean that. That's
I like the
Grab it like
crisscross.
this.
That is pretty cool. And the winglet there.
This is my school of composites, right? Here.
That
And
is
it's
very
actually
cool.
my first molded wing of a DLG, not a vacuum bag, but a fully molded wing. These are two shells that are come together with a. And you can see this is the disser. It's called the disser, and it's meant like that so it takes the torsion out of the wing.
wow.
And it's hollow, no foam inside.
Hollow, yes.
So those lines, are those lines actually a carbon fiber toe or something?
Yeah. They're unidirectional, and you can see the flaps here.
Full flap, full gap in.
Wow.
There's the
Excellent.
Kevlar hinge.
Excellent. That's impressive.
Yeah, this is
Ooh,
where I
man,
started.
that's nice.
This is my these are my first tries. And by the way, this is also a take apart system.
Yeah, you
You
got
can
the
see I
key.
have the plug here for the take apart system, and you can also see the pocket for the control rods.
Yeah.
It is nice, Trey.
And also I have like a little piece that would come in here. So I have the main spar and just a little spar and some screws that come from the bottom, one here and one here, and it's done. And actually, the same system that I have on this one is I did it on the elevator. So you see this? You see this here?
Yes.
So this is the system that holds my wing on a DLG plane in place. This is the compression molded wings, right? So this is the system. The wing goes in and it has a screw from the bottom. Guess what I have on my fuselage now? Yeah, there it is. This is my fuselage right now.
Yeah, it looks very similar.
Same exact technique. The elevator comes in, one screw here. So what I really like about this system is that, look at it, the control system are still attached, right?
Yes.
and you don't have to take apart screws, remove control system. Like some people do, like they make this cutout here on the tail, right? And they take the elevator, they bolt it down, right?
Right.
Then they have to reattach the push rod. Then I have to take the tail and just slide it in, bolt the tail in place as well. I mean, to me, it's just too much to worry about.
Yeah, the KISS method. Keep it simple, simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, and then when you need to assemble, you disassemble what in 3 minutes?
Yeah, you done it quicker than that. I remember you on live. You did it less than 2 minutes. I forgot what the time was, but it was extraordinary.
Yeah, I did it. I think I made a little video of it, and I actually assembled it in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Some other guy put a battery inside his plane in about 3 minutes and 40 seconds or 50 seconds or something like that. But you could, if you look at the video, it was interrupted. It was just a portion of it, then the video was cut, and then another portion, right?
Okay.
So you can see it's patched together. But I had a continuous video from the moment I start to assemble the plane, put the wings, put the tails, put the landing gear, everything in. It was all assembled, put the battery inside, and actually when I put the battery in, I disconnected by mistake. So I had to reconnect the battery, right?
Right.
So, and I wasn't even rushing. And in about 3.5 minutes, I was ready to fly, basically, minus the lines. That's about it. Wow. Yeah.
Very good. Let me catch up on the chat box, everybody. Michael Gale says, "What do you paint those with?"
Try it.
What do I paint them with?
Yes.
Right now, I have. I'm gonna try some epoxy type paint. I'm gonna try some epoxy type paint.
Okay.
On the next one, and so it's gonna be airbrushed. What's his name? He's from New York area.
Wendy?
Wendy?
Not Wendy, but the Dale. It's Dale. Is that his name? Anyways, he introduced me to some epoxy type paint that you can buy in 8 ounces, small quantities and stuff like that. So I'm buying some basically the white and the basic colors, which are the red, yellow, and blue. And from the basic colors, I can mix anything with the white. So that's kind of the general direction in which I want to go. So actually, I even had I was so excited about that Formula One Mercedes paint job that I thought it was beautiful and would look beautiful on the ground. But then I was thinking, if I fly the plane, I fly on with the trees in the background, the plane was just going to disappear in there. Because all you see from the side of the fuselage is like a little green line that kind of blends into the fuselage at the distance, and you cannot see it, and some stars on it. And I said, this plane is going to become invisible for me. So, right now I'm tending to go in a slightly different direction with the paint job, kind of keeping what I had before, but adding to it. So the idea is to have. You know what? Let me try to share something with you guys. I have to open something else quickly. And
While you're doing that, Cheyenne, I think this would be good because a guy named Miguel asked, "Where can I find your videos?"
Buried in threads.
What? My videos?
Yeah, I think so. I guess he didn't say whose videos. So I have videos too, and so does we have other guys who have videos on this Hangout as well. But I think he's referring to your videos. I'm assuming.
Just clarify.
What's okay? Is it evolutions or revolutions?
Evolution gliders.
Gliders on YouTube.
Evolution gliders on YouTube, Miguel. If you're looking at for Trian's videos. And I have some videos on flying control line stunt on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Ramel has some. Brent Williams says, "Hi guys."
Hi, Brent.
Hey, Brent.
Okay, I found what I want to show you guys.
Okay.
So let me share this. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, do you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the plane in the center, this one here in particular, with the squares on it.
Yeah.
I kind of like this square pattern, this random square pattern.
That's nice.
With different shades of blue. You can make it any color, shades of yellow, shades of red, shade of. If you look at this one here, has different shades of pink, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking about doing this kind of a pattern on a tail, but as a background to what I already have. So just imagine this stuff here, and I'm gonna close this window just to get to okay, and I'm gonna have that as a background to this.
Okay.
So behind is gonna be like a checker, kind of like going like that on a slight angle with checkers.
Right.
Kind of like that. Because this is very nice, looks very nice in the air. I mean, it's very visible.
Yeah.
I really like it. No, actually, I like it, you know.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's my page. I have to like it.
Yeah.
Did you say you were going to buy red, yellow, and blue to try to make all the colors?
Yeah.
That's called CMYK, and that doesn't make all the colors. You also have to have white, and you have to have black.
Yeah, I have white, yeah.
Well, then you need to get some black.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to, do the widest range, you got to have all of them.
Yeah, okay.
Not just the three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I'll get them. I got white anyways.
Yeah.
Now, the colored printers, they usually only have magenta, cyan, and yellow. And of course, they have black as well, just the 4 colors.
And sometimes you can get away without the white, but most times it depends what you're trying to make.
Yeah. Well, black is used for like.
White in it. If you ain't got white, you're out of business.
Jim, you're absolutely right. But black is usually mostly to darken colors, right, or make browns. I don't think I'm going to put brown on my planes anytime soon.
But some of the colors.
I don't think I'm going to put black on my plane anytime soon because I don't think I need it.
Well, you'd be surprised what black does sometimes. It doesn't always make stuff dark. It just
his base is black, be it carbon. So
yeah,
that's why you sometimes color printers don't need white is because they're printing on white paper usually.
They use a translucency, yeah. But speaking of black, Jim, I don't think I'm gonna go with dark colors because the white colors show the best in the air and are most visible. So mostly, I'm mostly gonna go in a pastel area or fluorescence.
If you've ever looked at a CMYK chart, you can see that sometimes it is a minute amount of black that you're putting in to produce a light color.
So where can I find a chart like that, Jim?
You can just Google it. Just look for a CMYK chart.
Yeah, on YouTube there, yeah.
Charlie Mike Whiskey.
Now, if you really want a good one, you buy yourself some Adobe Creative Cloud, and it has the entire range of CMYK. And it mixes. They do them by percentage. You got
all right.
Percentage of this percentage of this. And sometimes it's a very minute. Black has a tendency to pop stuff out sometimes. It'll make the color actually more vibrant. Not necessarily darken it.
I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, plus you can make black by just mixing all the colors together and you get black.
Yeah, pretty much. Although they usually end up with mud if you
Yeah.
don't get the right
Yeah.
amount of red, the right amount of all the different colors. I mean,
Right.
it's not always equal amounts.
Yeah.
In fact,
I think we put Len to sleep.
What's that?
I think we put Len to sleep. He was doing like a little bit of a line kind of thing, going like.
I noticed that about them Canadians. They
Nah.
fall asleep pretty easy.
And Mark wants to speak. Mark wants to speak, and I have an idea, you guys. I was thinking about this recently. What I'm going to do from now on, when someone wants to speak, you're going to see me put up one finger, and that means there's someone who wants to speak. If there's another person, I'll put up two. So that way you'll know that there's someone else waiting to speak as well as you. You follow me?
Yeah.
So you guys can
Just be careful which one finger you put
I
up.
won't start with the other one. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, you watch which finger
So,
you put up, Charles.
let me give Mark a chance to go ahead and say what he wants. And Bob Hunt, thanks for coming in, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Yeah,
Hey,
Bob. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey guys, I was going to do a quick video tonight, but I forgot. I got busy. We're building a runway here at the farm, and I just came in. But I received the franchise twister from Walter.
Awesome.
And what a nice kit.
Awesome.
The wood looks really good. I hadn't weighed the wood, but the wood looks really good. It's packed well. Everything is really cut well. A lot of little extras in the kit, like a leading edge guide, for the right leading edge. And it's just well put together, especially for a guy who like me that's just kind of starting and building by kits for now.
That's awesome.
And the plans are really nice. They're very well explained. All of the little extra little things are on the plan. So anyway, if anybody out there is looking for a good kit to buy, just give Walter at buildrightflyright.com. That's my commercial for the day.
I'm looking forward to getting mine too, Mark.
Yeah, it's really nice, Lynn. I have to say.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of experience with them, but like I said, it's really well done.
That's super. I'm looking forward to it. I actually had him send mine directly to me instead of sending it to Mike. Mike's got enough stuff to hang on to. He doesn't need to be hanging on to kits.
Yeah, they'll get it across the.
Yeah, it was only an extra $20 or so. So I said, just send it right here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have a question, you guys, in the chat. Mike Rigel says, really? What about that price range? Would it be over $1,000? And Tryon, I muted your mic because you was making a lot of noise. But did you hear the question? Tryon, did you hear that? And you have to unmute your mic, Tryon. I muted your mic. There we go. Can you?
Yeah, it's going to be double that.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, it's just this.
Hey, Walter. Thanks for coming in, Walter. And
you missed
Mark
your commercial,
paid you a
Walter.
big compliment. He really loved the packaging, the extras. He just got his franchise twister from you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he sent me an email.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I keep trying. I can't get it to go through for some reason. I don't know what's going on with my email. I'll try again later. Well, it's going to be about 2 weeks, but I want one too.
Okay.
Walt, could you make like a franchise twister version for electric only?
That's
He
what
does.
he's got.
I have one.
You have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
ordered.
the nose is different.
What I would like to see different in a franchise twister for electric, a thinner, much thinner airfoil.
A thinner airfoil?
Yep.
Why?
It's electric. You don't
Right.
need to hold back the motor.
You don't need the braking.
You don't need to hold back the motor, the plane. The motors, IC motors that are just, they like to pull. I don't know. For my, I would love to see the airfoil much thinner on that one.
I participated in a discussion once,
Okay.
not on here, or anything, where they were saying that electrics don't need thick airfoils because thick airfoils were originally, um, well, if I
The whole
say
back
it
tire
this
thing.
way,
Right.
if I say it this way, it sounds incorrect. But basically, thicker airfoils help your braking in your
Yeah,
down
exactly.
maneuvers. And I could do it, I could do a thinner airfoil for a test model. We call it the Fancherized Twister 2 or
Yep.
call it something
Or
else.
E.
Franchise
That's Twister E.
Well, I have it as an EC, but
Twister.
Twister E or something like that. Yeah.
Twisty.
Twisty. I like that idea. Yeah, but I'll just thin out the air for that airfoil big time.
What, a 1/4 inch off?
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bigger 14 to 16% airfoil.
About 16 max. I'll stay at 16 or below.
And that's
because you have a constant chord, you don't have a taper wing or something like that, I probably 15 will be fine.
Yeah.
And that's including the flap, though. Right, Bob?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's see. This is the, I'm going to bring this up for you guys. And then we can discuss it openly if you guys want.
Here comes Carl.
Hey, I think this is a good hangout today.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's a solid hangout. We're talking models. We're talking progress. We're talking stuff like that.
I agree. I concur.
Walter,
go
ahead.
I don't mean to break in, but I want to see that Spitfire this week. Just
right.
so you know. Just so
Okay.
you know, I want to see your Spitfire before the night's out tonight.
All right. I will get it.
Try to take a video of it and just put it out somewhere.
I'm not able to do that, I'm afraid. I wish I could.
Why? Do you have an iPhone or something like that?
I just don't know how to set all that stuff up.
What?
I barely know how to use a cell phone. I just use it for calls. That's it.
You know any third graders?
Killing me, man.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That even hurt me. What are you kidding?
Well, it's the truth for me.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the Fancherized Twister plan. Basically, as Bob Kruger originally drew it, with my modifications to electric. Okay, here's what I did right there. So all I did was
make it a front mount.
Yeah, I would prefer a front mount motor.
That's number one. I'll say make it a front mount. Okay. And that's number one. Then the battery compartment is the battery compartment, whichever way you want to do it. But yeah, the wing I'm making much thinner than that.
What you can do, Walter, is you can pull in the CAD program, you can pull that wing out, and then you can resize the wing in the Y direction. Leave the X direction as it is.
Scale it.
And just scale the Y direction. It automatically, you don't have to redraw replot the whole thing. You just scale it. That now you got your rib. You just punch it in there. It's a real simple thing to do.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Just simple as that.
okay. And how much do you guys feel would be appropriate?
16%. Take the length and divide it by the thickness. Anyway, you'll come up with a percentage.
What's the distance from the leading edge to the trailing edge of that?
Right now?
Trailing edge of the flat.
Just put the dimension on it, yeah.
And that'll be at the mean aerodynamic coordinate, I think.
Should know, but forgotten.
8 1/4.
That's the
Are you
wing.
are you going to where that's just where you gotta have
Thin edge to trailing edge, no flaps.
Flaps
you
included.
gotta have the flap in it. And you want to be halfway down for quick grab it, halfway in the span there where we got that white line there showing on the inboard panel there.
Here?
No. Up. Go to the middle of the wing, right about where you're at. Now go straight up. No, not there. Go back to the middle of the wing.
The middle of the wing is right
The
there.
spar.
No, the middle of the panel. I'm sorry. Okay, right about there, straight up to the leading edge. You could actually go a little towards the center.
Yeah, you got it. That's it.
That's 9 9/3, so it's just under 10. We could use 10.
Yeah, you just use 10.
So you probably want a 1.5 thickness, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
1.5, 1.6, somewhere over there.
Slim.
Just put shear webs in there.
Top to bottom, that's 1 7/8.
So it's about a little under an 18% airflow.
So you need to get like 3/4 of an inch thinner.
3/4.
3/8, yeah. 1 inch and 7/8 to 1 inch and a half, right? A little bit over. 1 inch and a half to 1 inch or 1 inch.
You really think it needs to be that thin?
Yep. Electrical, they are very finicky. They like clean airfoils, clean planes, because they use less energy, much less energy.
What the hell was that?
What was that?
That was Howard Rush. Howard Rush, thanks for coming in, Howard, and thanks for the sound effects.
Hi.
Oh, he's mad at me now.
Well, it's just, first of all, you misstated what the mean aerodynamic chord is. You can look it up. Just Google mean aerodynamic chord. Then you sure you measured that thickness of the airfoil, including the flaps?
No, that wouldn't be the thickness. That'd be on
That's
the
what we
length.
did. Yeah.
Including the flaps is 18%.
Yeah.
Okay. Then another misconception is people kind of think that the drag is proportional to the thickness, and it's not.
I can't hear you, Howard. You're fading out.
People think that the drag is proportional to the airfoil thickness, and it's not.
Well, but no, it's not proportional. That's true, but it's a little bit less, anyways, right?
In level flight, maybe not in maneuvers. So what do you want? read Igor's article in Stunt News a while back.
What not to negate anything anyone said, but Bob Hunt, you look like you're stewing there. You want some? How you doing, Bob? What? You have anything to contribute?
Oh, you're muted for some reason, Bob. I don't know why your mic's muted. Bob Hunt, you're muted.
How's that?
You're still muted, Bob.
There we go. No, you're fine, Bob.
I'm listening and learning from Howard.
All right, Howard.
Oh, I'm not saying that what Howard said was wrong or anyone said was wrong. I have no clue over here, so I'm kind of like taking it in and learning.
Well, would it be worth a try?
There's one thing I can add to this that may or may not have some validity to this. During World War II, they found out that the lowest drag for like drop tanks on fighters and things like that, when they had their drop tanks, was 5 to 1. It's a 5 to 1 rule. People think that the thinner something is, the less drag it has. Well, that's not necessarily true.
About surface area.
I think that's what Howard was getting at. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd say yes. I would say yes, but I would still think it's a little bit less. Yeah.
So basically, the cord is would be 5 times the thickness.
We have to just to look at the lift drag diagram of those airfoils, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you also need to know what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Let me let Denny's coming in, you guys. Let me let him in.
That's
and I have a
cool.
question for you, Walter Umlin, because Miguel on the chat says, where can I find the electric fancherized plans? And then he goes on to say that here in Chile, I have a control line school, and a lot of beginners build the fancherized twister, but there's a lot of guys interested to convert it to electric.
Okay.
So Walter Umlin, go ahead and fire away. We have a commercial opportunity.
Yeah. Well, they can get it on my website. They can get the plans. Oh, you got your kit, Howard, or Red?
All right.
Yeah, there it is.
EC?
Very good. Wow.
Yes, for electric.
It's the Eric Clapton version.
There you go.
I thought it was for eclectic version. I don't know.
So, Walt, you want to give Miguel your contact information?
Yeah, you can give him my website.
Can you go ahead? Can you tell him?
Oh, builtrightflyright.com.
Builtrightflyright.com, Miguel, is the website. You can order those fancherized twisters, electric or IC. And Peter Naval's coming in.
He does build a pretty kit. I have about 4 of them downstairs. He makes pretty kits. He's still a wild man, but he builds a pretty kit.
Now we should be embarrassed.
What kind of fancherized twister did you get, Mark?
Sorry?
Which version did you get?
I got the glow.
The glow, cool. Very nice. I flew a twister with the 40 FP on it. I was running an APC. I think it was 11.6, no 11.5, and it flew very nice. It wasn't a fancherized kit, but it was just the regular one. But the regular one was just fine. It's a great plane.
Yeah, I have a thought here. I'm just still blown away that here it is in Chile. They have a control line school, and here it is. They're probably getting things from the USA.
Sure.
And we don't even have a control line school here. I mean, that's pretty.
We're having one right now.
This is it, baby. We'll teach you anything you want to know.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's awesome, Miguel. You have a control line school. That is awesome.
So too.
The Chileans have take it pretty seriously. I remember seeing some, maybe 5-10 years ago, an article in Stunt News about some guys that were down near Tierra del Fuego. Yeah, Fuego. And they had a club down there. Now that's the end of the earth down there. And but they flew control line down there, and they did a nice little article. I believe it was in Stunt News, or was it in Flying Model? But it was quite interesting.
Big
I wonder
John,
if they're still flying down there like that in Tierra del Fuego.
Don't
know. I saw the Del Fuegos in a movie once. Wow, the Del Fuegos. Mark, you saw the movie, right?
Yeah.
Hey, just humor, John. That's all. Little humor.
Let me say hi to excuse me. Let me say hi to Denny and Peter. You guys, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and we're at 20 concurrent viewers. Actually, we have 23 now, and we have 19 likes. And consider donating to the super chat in the bottom of the chat box on the YouTube side, and also consider joining our YouTube channel It's just $4.99 a month. And don't forget to share the videos and comments. Those all help us grow. Now, Brent Williams is saying, amen. Bob Hunt's hard-nosed method is great for converting to electric. See his e-prowler or RD1 nose article.
Brent
I got a
would know.
question for Mr. Hunt.
Yeah.
Bobby, how do you paint your plane so pretty with automotive paint and keep them so light? I painted an Impact with automotive
Well,
paint.
it's not about how much you put on. It's about how much you take off before you put on the paint. You got to get that. One of the things that I've found this last 2 weeks, matter of fact, I put 60 hours of sanding in on my new twin. I used a catalyzed gray primer, sanded all of that off. And then I used this new from GenMax or General, the product called GenMax. And it's a white sealer primer, and put that on, and you can block sand that down to where you can see through it. It's translucent, but it's still white. So when you put one coat of white on it, it covers the airplane, and it's very light. The whole finish on the whole airplane is going to be about 4.5 ounces.
Wow.
Wow.
Now let me show you a picture of it here. Hold on a second. If I can do the share the screen thing.
That's
I just
amazing.
painted an Impact with Omni, and I think the one coat was about 4 ounces. Good grief!
No, we got it pretty light now. One second, I gotta give me a minute here, and I'll figure this out. It's been a while since I've done this, so.
You still put the bronze coats, right?
I'm sorry.
The bronze.
You know, it's interesting to note that I never actually used bronze. Everybody used bronze. It was either copper or metallic brown, but there was never a bronze one.
Copper, then.
Well, it was still fun calling the bronze dog.
Yeah, I understand.
I call it the bronze bomber.
No, I really did like that, Bob. I really did like that. I thought those paint jobs that you made over there, they're so elegant and beautiful.
Thank you.
In their simplicity. Actually, they were very simple, but they were beautiful in their simplicity.
I'm trying to figure out how to share the screen here with this thing here.
He's done some beautiful airplanes, but he did a red, white, and blue Saturn. It didn't last long enough, but now that was a gorgeous airplane.
There you go.
I think that of all Bobby's airplanes, that's one of my favorite.
Ooh, boy, that is pretty.
Wow, that's pretty.
Oh my goodness!
Oh golly,
That's the one you've been showing here, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is sharp.
And you're to that point right now.
And what you're looking at right now is 26 ounces.
Oh my goodness.
That's very good, Bob. That is
now with the parts and pieces on it, it's close to 30, but still, it's 30 ounces ready for a coat of clear.
Wow.
Oh, 30 ounces for a coat of clear. Okay.
So you're going to be about 50. You're going to be about 50 all up.
Well, no, about 50. It's twin motors and two ESCs and spinners and props and tip weight and all that stuff. I'm figuring about 58, but it'll be really light. You know, I mean that's 12 ounces lighter than my last one.
Wow.
You're
going
to be a holy terror with that, Bob.
I'm sorry.
You're going to be a holy terror with that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You know, I'm not predicting anything anymore.
Well, I make a prediction. That's going to be a beautiful airplane.
The biggest prediction about Bob is to make sure that his hand is going to stay in one piece.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, after all the sanding, gee whiz. I'm trying to get another one to come up here now. I don't know if I can do it or not. You know, I'm having a hard time with this.
There is a little trick to it.
Yeah, I got it.
What color is that second trim color? That's beautiful.
It's a Ford truck color. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's kind of a metallic brown with red highlights in it. And it's kind of what I've always, I've vacillated between the copper and the metallic brown over the years. I never actually had a bronze one, which is, pretty interesting.
Can I make some comments, guys? Sure. And Bob? I mean, look at this paint job. It just looks beautiful, right?
No, absolutely.
It's absolutely stunning, isn't it?
It
And
is.
look
Yeah.
at this, the fuselage is brown with the red stripe, right?
Yeah.
Wing in yellow, brown with red stripe. Even the nose section, you know, kind of follows the nose, the nose of the plane with the nacelles. And they kind of follow suit. You know, it's like kind of like same theme, kind of everywhere.
I try to make the same thing where the colors repeat in the same order, you know, all the way forward on the airplane or all the way back.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's a very simple scheme. It's just straight line trim.
Exactly.
You know, very simple.
And look how beautiful it is, like simplicity. It's simple and beautiful. You know, you don't have to put a whole lot of crap on a plane to make it look beautiful.
Checks in the mail, Doran.
It's clean.
Yeah.
That's what it.
And you put some nice panel lines on that, and it just boom.
No panel lines.
No panel lines.
No panel lines. Oh, okay.
No panel lines.
I think we'd bring it together, Bob.
No panel lines.
He's trying to save weight, guys. No panel lines.
Ink don't weigh that much.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why no panel lines. Okay, that's a little darker photo, but it gives you an idea.
Enough of
I tell you why no panel lines.
Because it's 3 weeks to the Nats.
I may not even be going to the Nats. I'm not sure of that yet. But here's why. A few years back, I was at a Pima Air Museum, and we had a rainy day, and we went into the hangar, and they had in there one of the Thunderbird F4 Phantoms, and the thing was painted like a stunt ship. I mean, it was as glossy and pretty as a stunt ship. And I got up to within about 5 feet of it, and I still could not see the panel lines.
No, you can't. Not on a real airplane.
See panel lines on an airplane. And if you put black ink on white, it just looks like black ink on white. Here's another reason I don't do it. Because most of the modern home-built airplanes that are being built today are composite airplanes. They don't have panel lines on them anyway. They're all composite. They're all seamless.
Yeah.
So it's more modern to me, and it's easier.
Yeah, definitely. What I really love with those very beautiful panel lines. It's
it just have to be a little bit darker.
It's Brazilian. What's his name?
Black.
Not Fioroti, but
Benny.
Not
Benny Rodriguez. Not Benny.
Not Rodriguez.
Anyway.
Oh, Alberto Fierraros, I think is his name.
Okay.
Yeah, he does some beautiful panel lines, but what he doesn't use black ink.
No.
He uses white and then puts a few drops of black in it, so it's kind of silverish in color.
The best ones
that are very gentle.
The best ones I ever saw were Gene Schaefer did one on an airplane called the Judge. And you almost couldn't see them. They were pencil. He used an all stabilo pencil, a great pencil, and they were so faint you had to get up almost on top of the airplane. You remember that airplane, Walter, I'm sure. You almost had to get on top of the airplane before you saw them. And then they were very effective because you realized there was something there that you didn't see from 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can see panel lines that people do with black ink on white paint jobs from 170 feet away. They don't look real. It just look like ink on an airplane.
Yeah, I agree with that. However, the silver ones are beautiful.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Silver just slightly darker than the base color.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of. My father never liked panel lines either. He said that just doesn't look real. I'll tell you another thing.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, some people just they miss putting the toilet sink, on their panel lines. They put so much of it, it doesn't make any sense,
One of
it has to make sense like on a real plane.
One of the more effective things I saw, and we had a thing going, a pool to see when the wing was going to fold, but it never did. Was Gene Schaefer built an airplane called the Hallmark. Anybody remember that?
I remember that one.
Does anybody remember what was on all over that airplane?
Ink lines?
No ink lines.
Pretty much nothing.
What he did was he took a brass tubing and sharpened it, and he heated it, and he took a straight edge, and he burnt into the clear every half inch. And sometimes he went right through the clear into the balsa, I think. And he had all these little flush rivets. It looked absolutely real. And we all thought the thing was going to fold, but it never did. So
I didn't.
That was one of my favorites of his airplanes.
Yeah, me too. I flew that airplane. I was the last person to fly that airplane.
Well, the other thing about panel lines is
I could fly either way. I could fly left or right.
when it comes to
Oh my goodness.
appearance,
I used to compete with his airplanes. I had the stunt machine and a judge, and I used to fly in contests and place in contests with his airplanes.
Wow.
Good.
That's pretty impressive.
No, it's easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And here's how you do it. And he told me, I'll tell you the story because this is a funny story. We were at Mitchell Field in 1968, just after I got out of the Army. And it was cold and windy. Or maybe it was early 69. I tell you, it was early 69. It was cold and very, very windy. And Gene was wind flying, dead stick wind flying. And he convinced me to try it with my Caprice. Actually, he didn't convince me. I wanted to. And Bill Simons convinced me that I was going to lose the airplane, and he was right. I crashed it wind flying. So Gene felt kind of like he had coerced me into it. So he said, look, I'll lend you one of my airplanes, so you can practice, so you get your new airplane done. I said, Gene, you fly the other way. He says, yeah, it's no problem. He says, just take the up line of the handle, put it to the down line of the airplane, and the down, and vice versa. And when you take off, you're inverted, but the airplane's upright. In your mind, you're inverted. And you fly everything from the inverted position. And it made total sense to me.
Wow.
And Bill Simons was sure that with this idea, we were going to lose 2 airplanes in one day. But we didn't. I was able to take off, and what I did was I flipped it right over, so the airplane was inverted, but in my mind, I was upright, and I learned how to fly it. And then I could do the whole pattern from the inverted position. So I flew that for a few years. For a few times. And then I got the stunt machine, and I practiced with that for quite a while, and I almost trained the judges at the Nationals with that, but somebody protested it. I was an assistant event director. So anyway, in 1974, I had my brand new nuclear banana Genesis out at Flushing Meadow Field. And Schaefer comes up to me and he says, that's really nice. He says, how come you never let me fly your airplanes like, you flew mine? I said, well, you never asked. Here, fly it. So we reversed the lines, and he took off, and he went right to the top of the circle, and he looked down at the ground, and he says, Bobby, get out here. And I ran out and said, what's the matter? He says, I can't do this. My brand new airplane.
Wow.
But he got it down.
Oh,
the true story.
Did that make your heart skip a beat?
My heart was in my throat. Because he took off and gave full down and went right up to the top of the circle, and he looked down at the ground. He was flying the airplane inverted, but in his mind he was upright. But he wouldn't look at the airplane because he figured if he looked at it, he'd go the wrong way. He says, I can't do this.
The one thing I remember about Gene Schaefer, the few times he came to Winston-Salem to our contest, he had a wicked sense of humor.
Oh, he's great.
I don't think I saw him here but twice, but he was incredible.
I met him once in New York.
He's a fun guy.
Years ago.
I'll tell you what, up until last year, I thought that Gene Schaefer, in my mind, was the best panel man that ever lived. And then I was out watching Orestes fly in practice before I had to leave the Nationals last year with my arm problem. And before I left, I went up to Orestes, and I took my sunglasses off, and I looked him right in the eye, and I said, you're the best I've ever seen. And
really?
He was, He's amazing.
Yeah, Orestes is really good. He's really, really good.
He's amazing. Makes you want to take up speed or something,
I watched him in a video when he flies, and it's like the wind is howling, right?
Yeah.
And his pattern looks about almost identical to any other pattern that ever flies.
Yep. Yep. He's a machine. He's a machine. It's like a rubber stamp. Everyone's the same. It's amazing.
Flies all the time, man.
15 flights a day at least.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
he's a flying machine.
What?
Hey.
Jesus. I
And
mean,
the guy you were
I,
talking about before I came on is Joe Daly, the guy with the epoxy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe Daly.
Yeah, Joe Daly, exactly. Yeah, he told me on that class coat paint.
I used to do my airplanes in a hobby epoxy, which is the same thing, and it worked out great. It was very light. It was actually very light. And who else did that was Al Raby. All his airplanes were painted with hobby epoxy.
Oh,
yeah.
So Bob, what do you use? I mean, I'm thinking about using just an airbrush.
I have several Awada jam guns, and I have a I forgot the name of the other gun I have. It was actually Buddy Weeder's, and you can neck those jam guns down. You know, the jam guns are for painting door jams. You know, smaller guns, and you can neck those down to almost like an airbrush. And the other thing I found is about cocooning the airplane. You know, that's always a pain, right? To cocoon the airplane when you want to spray one color so it doesn't overspray into the next color. What do you guys use for cocooning?
Aluminum foil.
Yeah, but aluminum can leave a mark on the airplane.
Does it?
It can. I had it happen.
Brown paper.
Huh?
Brown paper.
That I've used that too, and that's a pain too. You want to know the easiest thing to do?
Saran wrap.
Paper towels. Take those ones that have the two sections, fold them in half, run a bead of regular masking tape down it, put it up against your T-shirt so it takes off some of the tack, and put that down for cocooning. You can cocoon the whole airplane in about a minute and a half.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Great.
Huh.
Okay.
I was doing it today.
So, Bob, I have some questions for you since you seem most knowledgeable about this class code kind of paint. How fast does it dry up?
Well, it doesn't. Well, obviously it doesn't dry. It cures. But that's the one downside to it. You know, it does take about 24 hours to fully cure.
I love that part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
But to like be tacky or something like that when you shoot it.
It still takes a 3 hours, so you got to have a clean environment. You know.
Like a makeshift paint room would work.
Well, you know, I paint up a Joel Costantino. So he does Barrett Jackson level, Meekum level restoration. So he has a spray booth with fluorescent lights up a wall across the ceiling. He's got an explosion-proof fan, and he wets the whole thing down with a hose before we go in there to spray. So it's very sterile, you know. And not everybody has that, unfortunately. So if you're using an environment where there's some dust or a possibility of getting a bug or something into it, epoxy is probably not the base way to go. The nice thing about the base coat, clear coat is it dries in less than 25 minutes. You can tape over it in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Okay. Speaking of bugs, I don't really give a rat's ass about them. I mean, they can be dust or whatever because they're going to be on the inside anyways.
Right. Okay. Well, no.
Yeah. The outside is going to be against the mold. So that's one thing let's worry about.
When I did this, and the first one I did that way was the 80 Genesis. And I was getting ready to leave for Poland. I needed to get the airplane done and test flown as fast as I could because I lost an airplane. As some of you remember, I flew an airplane into the back of Joe Reinhardt's Chevy and totaled it, and I needed a new airplane for the world. So I went over to Lou Walgast, and we got thinking about epoxy because we had heard that Al Raby was using it. So I did all the primer coats, and I got everything sanded, and I shot a coat of white hobby epoxy on it, and it was awful. It was like orange peel, and it was just terrible. So I dry block sanded it because it had a gloss to it, and by dry block sanding, you can take out all the imperfections because you'll see the imperfections as gloss. And when you dry sand it until the whole airplane is matte and there's no gloss, you got a great base. And then one thin coat of epoxy white flowed out perfectly. And then I put the trim on, and then we put on polyurethane clear. Back in those days, it was polyurethane. Now it's polyester. It's not polyurethane anymore. Then we buffed it out. And it was great. It was the best finish I had on an airplane maybe ever.
You use polyester now?
Everybody's using polyester. If you think that base coat, clear coat is polyurethane, you're wrong.
Ah, yeah.
It's polyester. It's been polyester for several years. That's one thing Joel taught me about.
Let me interrupt for a second. Jack Snavely says hello all, and I also want to say hi to Robert. Thanks for coming in, Robert from Canada. Appreciate that.
I tried on Monday night, but I couldn't get in because of the Stunt Hangar shut down.
Yeah. There's still issues going on right now. You want to say something, Phil? You're muted, Phil. You got to unmute your mic.
Okay. I asked a question last week, and we were going to wait until tonight to ask it. And there's some other people in there, so I want to ask it now, and then a little later on have a debate and see what everybody thinks. What is the best profile out there? What does everybody think is the best profile? Everybody think about that a little bit later.
I would say Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
No. Model airplane.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I agree with you, but model airplane. She's my favorite too. Her and
Yeah, Sakatumi's good.
Ireland. I forgot her first name.
Sakatumi, flapless airplane.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I've got 2 or 3 I like. What does everybody else think?
I've thought about that.
Is right up there.
Do what?
I've thought about that all week, and quite frankly, for a flat profile, I still like. Obviously, I had a hand in it because I drew the plans, and that's the Pathfinder. That's turned out to be one hell of a profile.
That's a real nice flyer there.
That's one I'm currently flying with a Tiger 51 in it, and I agree with you. That's one hell of a profile. Up until that point, my favorite flapped airplane, flat profile, was a low best, and my favorite unflapped was a Tiyasaki, which is very much like the one Walter's talking about, the Sakatumi.
No,
those 2 airplanes are real close. They're pretty close. But I've flown both, and I like the TO better. But it's just whatever you like. But for a flapped airplane, I'm gonna have to say that daggum Pathfinder is hard to beat, and that's a constant chord wing. It's easy to fly.
That was epoxy.
Yeah. Easy to build too.
Yeah, that's the one I like too.
That was the picture doesn't show it, but that was the best finish on any airplane I've ever put on my life.
Nice looking airplane,
Bobby.
Yeah, it was a good airplane. There's another picture. None of these really show the, unfortunately, unless you get the light right, you're not going to see the. Well, would you buy a used car from that guy?
Not likely.
I was at the Rams trade show.
That's why I model airplane from him, though.
How do I get rid of that?
Just end your.
Stop sharing. Okay, there we go. Let me go back to.
Phil, while he's doing that, the Sakatumi is not anywhere near you think to a Tiwasaki. John Miller actually designed the wing for it, along with Elliot Scott. Just because something looks like something doesn't mean it is. I promise you.
Oh, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it, but they fly a lot alike.
Right. Well,
they fly. You fly one and fly the other. They're pretty darn close. But the way the planes look is complete, and the way they're built is completely different. The TO is really a slow combat airplane with a landing gear on it.
What's that?
Just be honest. That's what it is.
The Tiwasaki.
The Tiyasaki is actually a slow combat airplane with a landing gear put on it. I mean, that's what it really is. I worked with a guy that designed the thing. That's pretty, Bob.
That is
Who's the good-looking guy in the picture?
Notice I have a sweeper T-shirt on.
That's
yeah.
What's
Hey, guys,
that was that was the Nationals where Wendy and I went out together, and he had the big sweeper. That was the first Nationals him coming back since '64, and he had these T-shirts made up, and he gave them out to everybody. So hey, listen, you get free clothes, you wear them, And that was the his airplane tradition. You remember that?
Yeah.
This is where that came from. He had his old Ford van, and with rugs on the inside, it was all decked out, and he had an 8-track CD, an 8-track player, and the only tape he had was "Fiddler on the Roof." we were singing "Tradition" at the top of our lungs going down Route 80 or Route 70, whatever it was, to get to the Route 80, I guess it was, to Wilmington. And that was also the Gator Nationals. Do you remember the stunt newses that had the alligators in the margins?
Yeah.
Remember the gators? Nobody knew what that meant. Well, we went to a gas station and he found these alligators alligator heads on a stick, and it had a little trigger at the bottom, and you could make the alligator's mouth move. And he became the alligator for the whole week. He carried it around and talked through the alligator. And it was funny.
That sounds like something Wendy would do.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Wendy was the Windy. It was the Windy crew. It was not some crew. It was the Windy crew back at in those days of the Nats. And oh boy, the shenanigans and the mischief that we're starting and getting into was just
absolutely. I've seen it in the videos. Hey, you guys, Sparky's saying that for the best profile, he says Mo Best.
Mo Best.
Well, I won't argue with you.
Let me say hi to Ed. Thank you, Ed, for coming in. Appreciate that. And we're up to 30 concurrent viewers, 23 likes, 0 chat revenue, and 0 new members. So please consider joining our YouTube channel. It's only $4.99 a month, and the super chat is available only during a live stream. So if you're watching this as a replay, please make a note that we do these on Mondays and Fridays at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come in during a live show so you can donate to the program. And I think that's everything. Yep, go ahead.
How's your finish, Jim?
I see you, John. I'll get you up next, John.
Yeah.
Well, I've been making a lot of progress, but Howard's been making some progress for me.
I was just interested in the process, you know, with the epoxy and the
Well, I really haven't done too much to it. I'm like Howard right now. I'm going through my first experience with superfill, so I'm trying to figure out the best thing for putting that on. I had a guy tell me that somebody told me not to use denatured alcohol, but that seems to be the best. But I heard somebody else talk about naphtha as being the absolute best.
What's wrong with alcohol?
It dries too fast. Alcohol dries
so
fast.
dip your finger again, for Pete's sakes.
I understand, but it doesn't stay there very long. Denatured stays there a lot longer. I can promise you that.
Well, it does. It does. I use denatured, and I've used 91, and I've used naphtha, and I've used.
Well, naphtha is supposed to be more of a lubricant, you know, more lubricating properties.
It's got. I'm afraid it's got too much oil in it. I always worry about it leaving something that the paint won't stick to.
Well,
that's the reason I don't use it.
I don't know. This guy was saying it doesn't really leave anything, but.
What about regular original formula Windex?
Now that's a good idea.
Yeah,
not the one with ammonia in it, the original formula stuff.
Yeah.
Can you still get it?
Yeah, I guess so. That's what Phil Granderson used to clean his airplane before he put the clear on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Ain't many that can finish with Phil Granderson, so he does an amazing.
How about acetone? Would acetone work?
Yeah, it works, but you're dipping your finger a lot.
I've always used alcohol. It just, you know.
What are we using this for?
It's for a wing fillet.
You what now?
Superfill, Bob.
With the blue stuff.
Superfill.
Oh.
Superfill.
I'm going to make a suggestion.
Please.
Go for it.
Don't use anything, water or alcohol or anything when forming your fillets. You don't want to close the surface. You want to leave the surface open so the paint will get into it a little bit. You want to leave an open grain surface. So you put them in with a tool perfectly, and then you sand them lightly. And then the main thing you never do is never rub your finger in the fillet. Everybody says, oh, look how nice that is. And all you're doing is transferring lanolin from your finger into the fillet. And the paint won't stick to that.
No. Not worth a darn.
You know, Bob, we need an article on painting with all these things in it in Stunt News. You know, I've learned several things, and I've been painting, and I mean, I'm not on par with a lot of you guys, but I've painted for a long time. I've learned some things here just tonight.
Well, I learned that from Bill Simons. Bill Simons told me that. He said the worst thing you can do is rub your finger in a fillet.
Yeah,
he says you're transferring the lanolin out of your finger right into the place. Of course, then we were using dope, which was a shrinking material. It would pull right out of the fillets. The nice thing about this base coat, clear coat stuff is it's like gravy. It just sits in there. You know, it won't pull out.
It sticks good.
Hey, Sparky says to use 70% rubbing alcohol, I imagine is what he's saying. 70%.
I don't believe in closing the surface, though. I believe in, when you put it in, it has a granular type surface, and you want to lightly sand that if you want to with a dowel or some sandpaper. But leave the grain open so that the paint will go into the fillet and grip. It has some tooth.
That's why leather fillets works nice.
Yeah.
That's why I used to use the water, but and to smooth it and everything like that. But I always made sure I sanded it. I broke the shine on the fillet.
Right.
If you don't do that, you don't have a chance, I don't think.
Yeah. Most people say, use 320 on the surface of the.
No, I mean sand it. Don't polish it.
Yeah.
Something like epoxy. I mean, like something like at least like 150 garnet or something like that. Roll on it. You want to be pretty aggressive with it. It'll fill right back up.
Yeah.
You can smooth that
Now,
right out.
Sparky says, don't paint fillets.
Yeah, that's the best plan. Don't have fillets. That's even a better plan.
That's
Wayne
it.
and I, normally what we do on our tracers, we've used CA before. And you just run CA in there, and then you take one of those balls with the denature or whatever on a stick, and you just run it from front to back. And you never touch it to make the perfect fillet, and then all you got to do is rough it up just a little bit. And we've never had any problem with them coming off. So part of the secret, I think, is making sure you have a small fillet. If you're gonna have a big fillet, that needs to get filled with balsa wood or leather or whatever, and then you just use whatever fillet you want to, or whatever filler you want to just kind of smooth things out. But I don't know. There's a million ways to do it. I know that.
Here comes Tom Rammel.
Those were put in with a tool, just a little piece of rounded plywood, and just put the material in and formed the fillet and didn't touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I use brass tubing quite often too.
That'll work.
You can do that as well. You just want to try to get something uniform.
Is that?
And that's a pretty big fillet right there, I would say. If you're just laying something in, that's a good sized fillet right there. You get much bigger than that, you're going to have to start thinking about putting something else in there to make up the volume.
Now Sparky went on to say that let overspray fall into the fillet area.
Yeah, don't spray particularly right straight down on the fillet. That makes sense.
No, yeah. Yeah, you want
put too much paint on it, you'll have lifting and bubbles and everything else.
And hi, Tom. Thanks for coming in, Tom.
Does somebody have music playing?
What'd you say?
Someone does.
Somebody got music playing?
That's Denny.
It's the cat scratch.
Yeah, he just muted his mic. That sound will go away. Yeah.
No, I just heard it in the background. It was.
I know. It's
that's
something to do with
not
Denny's setup. Yeah, it's just
those are superfill, right, Bob?
What's that?
That's superfill, right?
That's superfill, yeah.
And what'd you put the fillet on? A ball?
A piece of rounded plywood. I took the plywood and rounded it to the end of a prop or something, and just scooped it. I had masking tape, either side of the fillet, and I just put it in and make sure I take the tool and scrape off any excess the fillet and leave it until it cures.
Yeah, when you have a tape line out there like that, what I found that works good is 64th plywood. You can just hit that edge of where it is, and it just comes right off.
Yeah, yeah.
Bob, is that the new one? It looks like a second wind.
That's the second wind. Yeah, that goes back a ways.
Very nice.
Hey guys,
Yeah, Walter.
I want to share something with you. Is it talking about fillets? Bob was saying, here's the tool. Here's the tool you can buy and use. See it?
I saw it for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
That'll work.
I don't see it. Wait a minute.
It's like I've seen them for like cake decorating. I've bought some off of eBay. They're really inexpensive. Dennis Nunes turned me on to that, and I'm sure it wasn't no more than $5 or $6. It was a set of cake decorating tools, but it was all sticks with balls on the end.
This is a Jim Lee tool here. It's a big one, but I got a bunch of them, a full set.
Yeah.
Let me get to you, Sparky. Hang on, Sparky. All right, now you're in there. Yeah.
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 Well, bearing on a piece of wood. Dowel. Jim Lee sells them.
You can also take a piece of flat plywood and just glue, cut a rounded edge in the plywood.
Like that.
And put the glue on the ball and put it in there too.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Well, the corner of a plastic room key works good too. So.
Yeah. Anything will work.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time in hotels, don't you?
I do. I was thinking about melting them down to make
my part, brother.
Hey, I'm not
You can have my part of that, brother. I did that for too many years.
If you get desperate, use the corner of your phone.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand you, Jim. What'd you say?
Well, Howard's been hard at work this week for me. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Let me make you big, Jim. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you see the inner line that's behind? That's our old handle. And so what Howard did, by just adding a little bit here, that's the bottom. And then at the top, he just added a little humpback. I call this the humpback whale.
Right.
And you go from having 5 holes on each side to having 7 holes on each side for a very little difference. And Bob, I talked with Justin Spar, who gave me a great deal, and we're getting these handles made now at ACT. So
cool.
I don't know if I'll have any by the Nats, but
well, there's
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Now you don't worry about it being just being a little rough there. That's why you're using a little heavier.
Yeah, I want it to be open cell, so the paint will get into the fillet, not lay on top of it.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
And like Denny said, you sand them with like 120 or 150 grit paper, but you got to be careful when you're sanding any fillet. Obviously, and this is Captain Obvious. You don't want to let the dowel that you wrap the sandpaper around be larger in diameter than the actual fillet, because you'll put gouges in the wing and the fuselage. The fuselage isn't a big deal, but the wing, you'll fold the wing. You don't want to put a cord-wise trough in your wing.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
That's why you put masking tape there.
Hey, Jim, have you ever considered making your legs so they're adjustable? Because, when I flew Sparky's plane at the Nats, I wasn't coming off of it quick enough on the hard corners. Right. And so Sparky had me lengthen the legs on the handle I was using.
Well,
and the problem went away.
You're talking about overhang, right?
Yeah, overhang. It's pretty difficult. Now, one of the things that we did is we moved all the eyelets where they're closer to the front. Or basically, we removed some material is what we did. But you have a solid plate here in the middle. You know, so it's very difficult to manufacture out of a plate. Now you're adding a whole lot more complexity
And
to
weight.
what you're doing, and weight. And most guys will tell you that, you know, while that does make a difference, most competitive guys, they want this spot right here as close to their hand as they can get it.
Yeah.
Right. But that's where you'd start. And then if you have a problem, then you want to, I mean, at least in my case, I needed to extend it.
You can do a
Well, could you
little
close
bit
down
of
the handle spacing a little? The top to bottom spacing, would that achieve similar thing?
not exactly the same thing, but it's similar.
Yeah,
Yes.
you want over control.
Yeah. Like what a lot of guys do is if you're using a 4-inch bell crank, you space your holes at 4 inches. That's the way Dave Fitzgerald flies.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Howard and you got a big 5-inch bell crank, then you're going to obviously need more space. Now, why we did this is that now we are at 5.162 from the upper hole to the lower hole, which is what Paul needs something over 5 for his, and he thought that was enough. You don't have to have a whole lot more. Howard has a whole lot more. Howard's stuff, these things come up like wings, but he flies at like 5.6 inches or something like that. But he has a 5-inch bell crank, so you know it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other. But he has more leverage because he's using the bigger bell crank. And we'll offer the same like we did before. We'll have a kit where people can make their own grips, or if they want one of the fabulous Smith Brother grips, you can get the full grip, or you can get the little shorty, which stops here. As long as the carbon doesn't bother you, that's why I use this type. And the other thing is by making this come up some, what it does, it allows somebody with a large hand, I've already ordered one, so that you can come in here and you can actually remove quite a lot of this carbon fiber, believe it or not, the carbon plate. And so you have to remove it in equal amounts, top and bottom. So
Is that the FSBG handle?
no, that's the Smith Brothers stunt handle right there.
That's what I'm asking. Is that the FSBG, the fabulous Smith Brother handle?
Yes, that's it. That is it. I don't even know her name. So
the fabulous SB.
This one right here, the way it sits, weighs less than an ounce.
Yeah.
So
wow.
The one you sent us was gorgeous.
Yeah, and the thing that really makes them, I'm thinking about selling them. Not that they're worth a lot of money, but this safety thong
weighs more than the handle.
What's that?
Its safety thong weighs more than the handle.
Yeah, just about. But this paracord that we use, I looked at a lot of different paracord, and this paracord is so comfortable that it just doesn't even bother your wrist at all. A lot of guys will make safety thongs and they use paracord. Use a rougher, more dense one. This one's kind of stretchy, and it really feels good to you.
So that's the FSBST.
Yeah.
The fabulous Smith Brothers safety thong.
Yes, it is. I think we might sell them for $2.
You got to sell a lot of them.
You know,
we'll get the Rolls Royce ready.
What's that?
We'll get your Rolls Royce ready.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna make so much money.
It's the AMT version.
You know, you guys were talking earlier about airfoil. Well, this is the airfoil, easy to see, that Bob Hunt made me. And you can see about what it is. So it's pretty close to what you guys were looking at. This is the root, and this is the tip.
That's for the mold, right?
Yes, it's for the mold. It's solid, dense foam. Okay, it's how we're going to form a mold. And what this is, it matches almost exactly the tracer airfoil that we had. And it's a crossfire. And the crossfire, Bob, it has the trailing edge sweeps up slightly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just slightly up, and yet you still end up a sweep.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that's good because you're getting, you know, it has some benefits obviously of having, you know, being a little small. That little sweep, what's the little sweep end up being way out here at the tip?
Well, it depends. On the crossfire, the original one, it was 1 7/16 per panel. I've dropped that down to about 1 inch per panel now in the new ones.
Okay, all right.
And what it does is, especially the one with 1 7/16, with the way I designed the airfoils, I didn't realize it, but Dean Pappas pointed it out to me that I was actually then at the height point at the quarter cord, at the root, and at the tips formed a straight line from tip to tip.
Yeah.
It was like a constant cord. I thought it was a constant cord wing, which really flew well on the wind.
But one of the points I was going to make is I don't know how many of you have ever seen what a Yashinko Shark airfoil looks like. I don't have one handy here, but I can tell you it's anything but thin, and that plane flies as good as any plane I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But there's something different about a Shark. If you look at it from the leading edge, the wing stays full thickness out past midway,
Yes, it's
and
got
then
that curve.
right.
So yes, it's different how it goes, but it is a pretty thick wing as far as the height of the airfoil. Not a traditional type. So, and I wanted to show you guys one other thing. You know, Steve Hines was showing me this as the next latest and greatest discharger that's out there. Well, I can tell you this is garbage. It's a very nice unit. It's both a charger. It's made by RCG, and it's both a charger. It's called the Toolkit RC, and it's actually a charger and a discharger. But much like I suspected, in such a little bitty thing like this, you're not going to get much of a discharger, and you don't. You only get, I think it's 0.2 watts. So it takes a while for this to discharge something. So I asked the guy, well, is there a way, do you know if there's any easy way to get your lights hooked up to this? And he's like, what are you using lights for? It's like, okay. I don't need to talk to you anymore about this.
Yes.
So I actually already had, Howard just had to point out to me how to actually use what I already have. It's a Aeromodelling cell balancer. It's a little blue job. You can see them all over Amazon, eBay, everywhere. And they come with 3 50-watt quartz lights. Well, I can tell you, we cheated because I couldn't figure out how this thing is supposed to work, because it has a 0.01 discharger.
Wow.
So, I mean, you talk about it will go days and days. So Howard was pointing out, oh, well, it has an automatic shut-off. And I'm like, well, you ain't never going to see it. He says, well, you ain't supposed to. He says, what you do is when you watch one of those AO coders work, it takes just a few seconds for the quartz lights to warm up, and then they'll all be burning, and then they start, you know, a little flash routine between them, and then but they keep going, you know, and they're bright and they're really cranking out the juice. And I don't know what Howard said. I think it's somewhere around 12, 15 minutes, something like that. You can take to storage voltage a 6-cell battery. So the way the automatic shutoff works is, even though all those lights eventually you think they're out, they're not really out. every blue moon, you'll see one of them partially light or something like that. And Howard says you just let all the lights go out so they're not, flashing, a fairly good frequency. And then that's it, you're done. The lights tell you when to take it off. And so that's your auto shut off. And Howard does some exotic stuff with his. He's got some setup where he uses like 12 of these freaking lights. But now what Wayne and I did instead, you have to have one of those battery cell checkers that has the alarm. They're all over the place too. But they're loud and they're obnoxious. Let me tell you. But you just get rid of the AO-CODA and you bring all those wires. There's 6 wires. You bring them all into a Dean's plug. And then your battery, I have Dean's plugs on my battery. Your battery goes straight into the light bulb. And then your balance port hooks up to the little alarm. And so you can set the alarm so it'll go off at 3.7 or whatever it is. And 3 50-watt quartz lights, they generate a lot of heat. So, but anytime you're charging or discharging, you better be standing there.
Thanks.
But it takes about 5 to 6 minutes if you do it that way, which is almost the same as a flight. So, but you should never really leave your batteries charged.
No, never. Matter of fact, what you should do is when you fly them, you go down below the actual storage charge.
Yeah, because they bounce back.
Yeah, so what you need to do is when you come home, fully charge them, then take them down to storage charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't see why people just don't use the ProLab. It does everything. It does discharging, charging. It's just a really, really good charger.
Yeah, the ProLab.
What is it, Bob?
The CellPro ProLab. It's probably the most expensive charger out there, or very close to it. But I've had one now for 10 years, and it's been flawless.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
I've got the Hobby King clone, the iCharger, when the Chinese were ripping them off. Wayne gave it to me, and it works exactly like the CellPro. And
what are you showing there, Mark? Which one's that?
That's the Easy Peak.
Okay. And that's a charger and discharger?
Yeah, yeah.
But what's it?
Who sells the one you're talking about, Bob?
What's that?
Who sells the one you're talking about?
Power.
Cell Pro what?
Yeah, the ProLab. That's Fred Marks, FMA.
Okay.
And Bill Demaro hooked me up with a really, really high-end Kara board that's modular. You can plug them together. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'll have to check with Will. It's really cool para boards, much better than the old para boards I was using.
Yeah.
Got fuses?
And you can keep, get daisy chain them as long as you have enough amperage in your power supply. You can daisy chain them so you do 8, 10, 12 batteries at a time.
Yeah, and
I have a 72 amp
power supply will run 24 volts as well, not just
right. It's a 1224, and the one I have is 72 amps, so I can either charge or weld.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
So does that unit you have, Mark? Does that tell you how big the discharger is? Does it tell you how? Yeah, they usually never do because it's puny.
It says discharge function, but let me see.
It's a discharge function, yeah. And even that probably won't tell you, not on the screen.
You want some water?
I got to catch up on the chat. Hang on one second, you guys. We have a person, old control line pilot. He's upgraded his membership to sponsor.
To what?
To sponsor.
Oh.
We have, I think we have 3 tiers. Is that right, Sparky? I know the first tier, the first part is at $4.99 a month, and then Old Control Line Pilot, he's upgraded his membership to sponsor. So thank you very much, Old Control Line Pilot. I appreciate it. And I know Sparky.
There's
And then
3
there's
tiers.
Big Tipper after that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to jump off because I gotta run up to Joel's in the morning and shoot my clear on my airplane. So.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Bob.
Yeah,
man.
appreciate it,
Thanks for having
Bob.
me.
Yeah.
Have a good job.
Have a good one, Bob.
Yourself, Bob.
Night,
Take
Bob.
care, Bob. Be safe.
Well, Jim, on the discharge power, I don't know if it's what we're looking for, but it says discharge power. It's showing 5 watts times 4.
Yeah.
Whatever.
How much?
That's 5 watts. That's better than some, but it's not a lot, considering I'm using 150 watts.
The best discharge is put them on a plane and discharge them in the air.
Right.
Yeah, that's the best method. No doubt about it. Don't bring them on charge.
The only reason for you to discharge them is because you
feel like
you did what I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do
The
that.
weather turned bad.
Don't do that. That gets expensive quick. Dennis, I have tried all week to get in touch with Brodak in the warehouse to ask them about any idea of when that plane was coming out. I can't even get them to answer the telephone, but I will keep trying next week. I want one of those when they're available.
Oh, the Mobet?
Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah.
I had a couple of setbacks here, and I didn't turn in the final manual yet, but they're ready for it. They did actually had a real serious setback, though. You know John Parker? He's the man who does the laser cutting. He was hospitalized with congestive heart failure.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I guess he's back home now and everything like that, but I think they were one man deep in that capability, so it might put them behind a little bit. But
he's it.
What model is that? The Mobet?
Yeah, the Mobest.
Yeah.
The profile.
Just when you hear that
you were talking about a best profile, and that came up a couple of times. I don't know. I haven't actually flown it, but this is a darn good looking design. It's got all it got all the check boxes as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
And I would.
It's a great design.
So I think it to me it doesn't look like a profile. Design content wise, it's as good as anything you'll see on at the Nats.
Which one?
Right. It happens to have a profile fuselage, but everything else on it is top drawer. So.
I'll tell you who's got a nice profile is Rick Huff.
That's a good one.
He took it's a profile fuselage, but it's got a weird front, like a Chevy Bel Air. In fact,
Yeah, I got a nice picture of that.
Oh yeah, and it comes back, and it's got this big long fin in the back. It looks like a 57 Chevy Bel Air.
Yeah, hang on. I got a nice picture of that actually.
Yeah, it's got the blue and the silver, and
all right.
I'll tell you, those twin engines are nice. There ain't no doubt about it. They have some real advantages.
Yeah, waiting for somebody to bring out a '59 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Yeah, but this one wouldn't be bad. You could almost make that one into a Cadillac.
That's the weirdest looking model I've seen in a while.
Oh, it flies good.
Denny, when you hear that they are about to be available, please let me know unless
Sure will.
I find out first, because I would really like to order those kits.
Absolutely. I told them that. I actually told them, when I showed it here a couple of weeks ago, I told them that there seemed to be an awful lot of interest on the board. So I think I'm hoping that they'll jump on it.
Right quick. I will order 2 right quick. Get one for fuel and one for electric. That's just really sharp.
If you don't mind flying at about 4.8 lap speed, that Ringmaster is pretty hard thing to beat.
Oh God.
Oh man, it's awesome at 4.8. I guarantee you that thing will go anywhere. Wayne's been campaigning one for a while, man. I mean, he cleans up with that thing. You just got to be careful, because at 4.8, it don't take much of a mistake to make a big mistake.
I can't fly that fast.
Yeah, that's.
I tell you what, I started one of the guys at one of the events gave me a Pathfinder that
yeah.
I can't think of who built it right now. A friend of mine built it. Watt Moore built it, and they gave me the plane, and I brought it home thinking, well, okay, I'll have something to give one of the guys. Well, I got home, got to looking at the thing, got to liking the looks of it, and I had a 51 downstairs. It was a good motor, but no compression. So it was my first time I put a ring in a model. I've built all kinds of big motors, race motors and everything, but I've never put a ring in a model before. I didn't realize they were pinned. But anyway, when I got to looking at it, I found it before I broke a ring. So anyway, I put it together, took it out and flew it. And it's just, I always thought the Movest was the best profile I'd ever flown, but that Pathfinder ain't bad. That is one big wing. And then you get to thinking about this thing, constant chord. So now what I'm thinking is downstairs, I have the plans to a tapered wing Pathfinder. It's starting to look a whole lot better.
Well, Rick Huff, he flew a twin Pathfinder for a long time.
Oh, I'm thinking about building one of those two electric, just like his was. But I'm not going to put retracts in it.
No.
I'm not going to put the retracts in it. That was too much. Even he said that's too much weight. And it's like Bob Hunt said, everybody else loves it when the gear goes up. He always loved it when the gear came back down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a lot easier. I mean, it's almost impossible to put retracts in a standard setup because those retracts, that retract well, I guarantee you, I know from personal experience, that retract well is right there in your spar. You know. So,
oh yeah, you don't do that. You put nose gears in all three places. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Use three nose gears.
Yeah.
Take two forward and one backwards, and then you don't change the CG so bad.
Yeah.
And it works well. That's
looks better the other way.
That or you can do it the way he did it on his and use 90-degree rotating retracts. Now that is too darn complicated. And his were electric to boot. I don't know how he did all that. But I saw it at Brodak. I saw it operate, and I really liked the way it worked. But I thought, beautiful airplane, neat as it can be, but there's too much complication. He just did it. I mean, I've heard of doing it the hard way, but my word, that's pushing the limits.
Well, the easiest way to do the retracts are with the twin, because the retract's in the nacelle. You know, it doesn't go anywhere near the wing. And if you do like Bob does, where you mount the nacelles and then glue your wing to the nacelles after you got them all lined up, that makes it easy as well. But retracts add complication, you know, no matter how you do it.
Yeah. By the way, before I forget it, I've been meaning to say this for a few minutes. Howard, thank you so much for I got the package today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna put those on something. That's the Vortex generators. They're really neat. It's a cute little package. You do a neat job making them things, man. I tell you what though, on the profiles, I tried for years to get away from flying a profile. I did not want to fool with a profile. And you know, I've got two of them going right now, and I'm having more fun. You go out there and you're a kid again. It's just fun.
It's just like when you were a kid and you got to build your first full-size fuselage. That is fun too.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really old planes that are full fuselage that are simple, and a Barnstormer is an awesome plane. I would imagine it'd make a pretty good profile, but no flap.
I think it would. I have one downstairs for old time, and it's nice. It's one of only two planes I still have that are actively being flown with a Fox 35. That and a Boxcar Chief. Other than that, I don't mess with. Well, I can't say that. Excuse me. I about lied to you. My Skyray has a Fox 35 on it, but I don't fly a lot of Fox 35s anymore. But I do fly them. But that's just those two airplanes. Just old timers just seem right with a Fox.
Yeah.
But most of my Foxes are 59s.
Oh.
Howard, are you going to get that thing painted in time for the Nationals?
I don't know. I got a good airplane to fly up in there.
Oh, okay. Because I thought, man, you are really setting yourself up for behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, the super fella ain't helping any.
You gonna still fly the orange plane, orange and yellow?
Probably.
Yeah. Why change a good thing, right, Howard?
Sorry?
Why change a good thing?
Yeah, there's a kitty.
You see how svelte he is? He's on a diet.
Oh.
He don't like it.
Well, Howard, I took my new impact outside today and weighed it and brought it back inside and took it apart, and it's going on a diet in the morning. I'd covered it. I put one coat of white Omni automotive paint on it. It's gonna get the treatment in the morning.
Oh, how much does it weigh?
46, 45, 46, something like that. That's everything. No motor, no pipe, none of that mess, none of that stuff. But it's too darn heavy. It picked up 4.5 ounces, just one coat of paint. I said, no, ain't no way in the world we can do that. I said, no, that's too. I already thought the darn thing was too heavy with all that hardware. But anyway, time you put a 46 and 40 or 46 in it and manifold the pipe, you're looking at a 65, 70 ounce airplane. I said, no, I can't do that.
Mine's
I'm gonna lighten this
73.
puppy up a little bit. Do what?
Mine's 73.
You're kidding.
No.
That's a light airplane. I mean, you're talking about putting a 6-cell battery in something, man. You're gonna gain some weight.
It's okay.
Needs to penetrate that air.
Yeah, I need to penetrate, but I can't fly like Howard and oh, good grief! I can't think of names. I have seen Howard fly, and Howard can fly quite fast and quite controlled. I can't.
Oh,
You get much faster than 5 flat, and I'm in trouble. I can do fine to 4.8. I can fly it at 4.8, but anything faster than that, I don't know.
I saw Gilbert flying a control line combat plane, doing the stunt pattern with it.
Oh, I know. I have too. Bob Barron.
I was looking at it. I was like, "Oh, what?"
Bob Barron used to fly his planes at 4.2, and I mean 4.2 is hauling. I can't begin to fly that
That's
fast.
really fast. But you know, if you think about it, the difference between 5.1, 5.2, or 4.8.
Half a second.
Perspective over the whole lap, that's not really that much. It just we're so programmed into thinking about the number,
Yeah.
We're worrying too much about it. I think the same is true sometimes for weight. You get a little fixated.
I tried
on
to
weight.
judge.
To me, I feel like it's a big difference from even 5.3 to 5.4.
Yeah.
For me, it's a big difference.
Well, yeah, from 5.3 to 5.4, you're slowing down. You're losing a lot of energy.
I tried to judge Bob Barron one time though when he was flying 4.6, and I had trouble judging some of them. I said I just can't. His bottoms were, it was gone. I said, where did he come out? I could judge. I could do it, but I had to really think about it. You had to really concentrate to watch him fly. And he was flying a little airplane. I'm not talking about a humbug. I'm talking about this thing was smaller than a humbug. I think he called it a Bearcat. And that sucker was quick. But we got
usually small planes you fly them faster.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Well, have you ever tried your evolution about
Bob,
5.2?
are you serious?
What?
Do what?
Have you ever tried your plane at 5.2?
No, I did not. I never went. I went to 5.3, and I put one flight at 6-second lap time. It was fine.
You Yeah, it was fine for a 6-second lap.
So the
Try it
wind
at
comes up.
5.2 and see what the difference is. You think there was a lot of difference between 5.3 and 5.4? Go from 5.3 to 5.2. The difference will be markedly different.
Yeah, even at 5.3, I felt like a little bit rushed.
Okay.
So when I saw I can fly at the 6-second lap time, I said, I'm just going to slow it down to 5.4, 5.5.
Well, I can fly that SV11 at 6-second laps and do the whole pattern, but it's not optimum. Is the point? It's not optimum. You know, when I decided that, hey, this is too slow, I'm flying about just under 5.1, and that plane it's a world of difference. I mean, that thing's got it has a good drive. It only weighs 58 ounces. It's not like it's heavy, but it has so much more drive. It's so much more responsive at such a speed that it's easier
Tommy.
to be accurate.
Yeah.
You know, at 6 seconds, it wallows a little. Yours is a little different. Yours is very smooth at 6 seconds, but there aren't many planes that
I went flying
like that.
I went flying 2 days this week with Tommy. Go ahead.
I like that.
That's good.
Yep.
I went flying 2 days this week with Tommy, and Tommy told me something that I have never heard Tommy say before. I was flying at 5.25 to 5.3, and he said, speed it up a couple hundred RPM. It looks much crisper, a little faster. So I flew it up to 5.1, and he said that's where that plane needs to fly. Okay. I felt a little rushed for 2 or 3 flights, but we flew 10 flights Monday and 6 flights Tuesday. We didn't get to fly the rest of this week, but
I think
Pathfinder is coming
I
around.
see you, Walter. Hang on.
But if you can do it, and read a book and do the pattern at the same time without going nuts, you know why? I mean, the slower
There's
you
just
go,
not
the
many
easier is
planes
to
that-
put the plane where you want it and just draw with it.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true,
what's
but there's
easier, to
just
go
not
like
many
this
planes.
or just to go like that?
There's just not many planes will do what your plane will do, Trey. That plane's phenomenal.
Well, it's just like we were saying. Sometimes when you go faster, it may not seem it to you out in the circle, but it may look a whole lot better to people outside the circle.
Yeah.
Like
You can hiding the mistakes or something like that. That's about it. I would say.
Yeah, well, that's just my experience.
He said,
Yeah, that Walter comment. Walter wants to say something. Probably about the rib.
That's okay. Let them go. I'll show.
Go ahead, Walter.
I'll show the rib in a minute.
You did show it. We saw it.
I think we beat the subject to death.
It came up already?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. You got thumbs up from John and Tryon.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Yeah.
So we'll try.
I got a black screen.
The 150 is what you said. Now we'll be adding sheeting back to that.
Mm-hmm. I still don't see it, but anyway.
Are you going to put sheeting on it or what?
Yeah, the center section will have sheeting.
Okay, yeah.
Just the center section.
So you have to offset that center section a little bit, right?
Well, that's the new rib. You said to go down to about 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to that'll be the outer ribs that do not get sheeting. So I'll inset it another 16th, top and bottom for the sheeting in the middle.
Yep.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
Give it a try. I think you're gonna like it.
You got time to build something?
After the nets.
Okay.
It looks like YouTube's gone offline.
Yeah, the bit rate's a little bit down, lower than it's recommended, but it'll come back.
Okay. Thought I'd let you know.
Thank you. I
It's
appreciate it.
It's midnight anyway, Charles.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you very
I'm gonna
much.
check
In
out
fact,
anyways.
let's transition to the after party. So we had a pretty good show tonight. I'm really excited. We had lots of people in, and not much deterioration in the programming. So that's great. We actually had a lot of people because Bob's left, and some other people left as well. Lynn Burrell left. We've had a lot of people. And then on the chat box, one thing I wanted to say earlier, I don't know if I said it, but this guy, Miguel, down in Chile, he has 17 students in his school, his control line school. 17 guys.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
I think that's awesome.
Good.
So, and we had one guy who upgraded his membership, old control line pilot. Thank you very much for doing that. And we had as many as 31 viewers tonight, and we have 28 likes, 0 new members, and 0 chat revenue. If you're watching this as a replay and would like to support us, please come in during the live presentation, which is on Mondays and Fridays at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What is all that noise? I can't competing against someone's background noise. Anyways, come in during a live show, and then you can donate to the show using the super chat. And as always, what's available is the you can join the membership at $4.99 a month, and that's a subscription. And without anything else to say, we want to thank you for coming in tonight, and we'll be back here next Monday. So go out there and have some fun, and come back and tell us all about it. Come back with some show and tells, and we will see you again next Monday. So we're gonna continue to go on. By the way, we're gonna go into our after party, which is sometimes better than the live stream. So until then, we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Right.